Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the ESPN FC Studios for today's edition of Extra Time. Ale Moreno, Shaka Hislop. I'm Seb, and Julien Laurens is with us as well.
We're all in different shades of grey this time.
Right.
Last time we were all in blue.
Yep. And it was the talk of the ESPN campus.
We did not synchronize this in any way.
Talking.
No, people work.
In any way.
Like our performance yesterday at the Moreno Mental.
Wow.
Oh, people are still talking.
Juls will appreciate this because Juls and I played quite a bit of games on hot turf over in Doha when we were there for the World Cup. Juls, we were playing at Ale's backyard turf stadium. It's a 2-on-2 setup, the Moreno Mental. It was me and Ale against his very talented son, who's a Division I college soccer player, very good, and his son's buddy, who's
also a Division I.
Also a Division I soccer player. Happens to be a goalie, and we whooped them boys, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Take that.
We won 2 out of 3. You'll never guess. We lost the last one when I literally couldn't lift my legs up.
Seb may have been making some noises that I couldn't recognize. Like, you all right, Seb?
Jules saw me suffering after some games in Qatar. There was definitely a puke and walk.
Yeah.
Don't mind me back here, guys. I'm definitely not throwing up. All right, first question is for Jules.
We did dominate, by the way. And mind you, as you know, and you would appreciate, and you would expect, I've been reminding my son of that.
Yes, good.
Over the last 24 hours.
Good.
When you get home, show him this segment of the show.
Yeah, he's not taking it very well.
No.
But he'll appreciate that. We're all laughing at it.
I also tell him, you see that touch? You like that touch? little flick on, huh? You guys came rushing into me, a little touch, you like that? And then he walks away and say, yeah, that was nice.
Always good to reestablish the hierarchy.
I'm just saying, it's a reminder.
Jules, Cultured Rhino wants to know, who will France face in the Euro final? Are you just that confident or what?
Well, he must be French, that arrogance. Yes, that in us.
Well, he is cultured.
It's a good question. If we get there, and again, I don't have all the permutations of who finished top of their group. Like, I think France and Portugal can face in the final, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not too sure. What we know is that if France finish top of their group and England finish top of their group, they can meet in the semi-final. So it won't be a final of France against England if they both top their group. And that final could be pretty cool as well, especially on the back of the quarterfinals that they played in Qatar. We've said it already a bit. I think Germany at home, obviously because you're on home soil, you've got a chance. I think Portugal, as we said, probably the 4th or 5th with Spain behind France, Germany, and England. So I'll say I'll take a France-Germany final for sure.
France-Germany final. Ooh, in Germany. Yeah. That'd be a good one. I'd sign up for that. Who's your top 3 to win Copa America? Ale, you want to start us off?
Well, you obviously have to start with Brazil and Argentina. And even though Brazil has been struggling to work on qualifiers, the sort of level that you have seen from Vini Jr. to close out the season, I think right now he is the best in the world. If he carries that sort of level to Copa America, he's going to dominate the tournament. You cannot overlook Argentina. We don't know what's left of Lionel Messi. We only see what he's able to do with Inter Miami. How does that translate into Copa America competition? We won't know that until we actually see him play. But if he's got anything left, that team's still built for success. Beyond that, it gets a little tricky. Uruguay, let's just say Darwin Núñez has a big tournament, which he needs a big tournament. He needs a big sort of moment. Perhaps because defensively and through the midfield, I think they're set up for success. They depend on that productivity from Darwin Núñez. I was going to say Mexico, and then I looked at and I said, no.
Way.
Yeah, well, because usually
20 years ago.
Yeah, but the support that Mexico will get in the United States will be overwhelming, I think.
Will be a factor.
Yeah, certainly compared to all the other teams. And so I look at Mexico as a heavily supported team, but a team that is not nearly as talented, and the talent level is not quite to where it needs to be in order to win this tournament. So I'm just looking from CONCACAF teams who can actually give a run to the teams from South America, the CONMEBOL teams, and I just don't see it. The United States maybe gets hot, but I don't see it. So, look, I'll stick with Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay, and I think the winner is coming out of that.
Give Sebi something, man. Huh? Give Sebi something. we have to work with him also.
That's right.
You know how he gets.
Yeah, but I think
There's going to be a lot of frustrated Seb this summer. Let me tell you that. I know it's coming from Mexico.
In seeing Seb suffering yesterday, because I'll be fair to Seb, when he's playing, he gives every bit of himself. Every bit of himself.
He's a giver.
Yeah, he is. I mean,
What you lack in talent, you make up.
he is not selfish with his effort, right? But I think he thrives in that sort of, in that moment in which he's struggling.
The chaos. I like the suffering.
He thrives in the suffering because while he was making some random noises and I thought he was about to pass out on me, all of a sudden he's doing turns and I'm like, go on, Seb! Go on!
That's just to throw him off, throw him off your scent a little bit, you know?
So maybe he's better off
Guy thinks you're about to pass out, and the next thing you know, you're going right by him. You give him one of these.
Oh, God.
When I was 12 years old, I used to have like braces and rec specs.
Yeah.
And so I would always and people would just look at me and be like, well, this kid's terrible. And I would like really lean into it in the first few minutes of a game, be like, I can. And then next thing you know, they're just not ready for you.
Oh, God.
Oh, you really lean heavily on that yesterday.
Well, I had to fool those kids because it wasn't going for me any other way. All right. This is a good question for all of us. It's for Ale, but Jules definitely needs to get in on this as well. Would you ever play in the TST tourney, or do you have zero interest in events like that? Jules, before we ask you, we'll kind of explain it here. The TST tournament, the 7v7 tournament with $1 million on the line, a bunch of big name players playing on it over here in Cary, North Carolina. Ale, would you ever do it?
5 years ago, maybe. Right now,
I mean, Dwayne De Rosario's out there. He's your age.
I played with Dwayne in Grenada the other day.
Oh,
Dwayne was there.
Yeah. I played with Dwayne at the congressional soccer match like a month ago. He must be on the circuit.
I think Dwayne is getting appearance fees.
He must be. He must be.
I can be talked into.
That's what I'm looking for.
I can be convinced. I can be convinced, but
you still play a lot. You still play a lot.
Well, yes, but it also hurts a lot.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem.
If you need rec specs, I know somebody who's got a play line about.
I'll say this. I had a text exchange yesterday with a unnamed member of the ESPN FC family.
Yeah.
And there is what I would call serious transatlantic commitment to putting together a TST team next year. Okay? I don't want to give away clues to who's going to be on the roster.
Okay,
Transatlantic commitment, global commitment to the ESPN
that's
FC
definitely NATO.
7v7.
That's definitely NATO.
Says you. Eso lo dice tú. Jules, what do you think? Would you ever be into the TST? Would you ever join us for that? You got people in great shape. Jules, man, this guy, after we would be done in Qatar and I was puking in the bushes, he would jog back to the apartment.
Shirt on or shirt off?
Shirt off.
Shirt off. Shirt off.
Jules is a shirt off kind of guy.
I swear, I'd swim over. I would love to.
Let's go.
I would love
Let's
to.
go.
And
all right.
I think I know who texted you.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I had that conversation too. So
It's definitely NATO.
Let's go. It's brewing.
We need speed. We need speed at the back line because we're not gonna get it at the front line.
I'm telling you.
We got a lot of hold-up play.
You got a text? Did you get a text? Anybody text you about?
No, nobody texted me. They've overlooked.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. No, don't text me now. I don't want to be some afterthought. Too late.
Question. This is 7v7, right?
Yeah. So you need about 15 people probably.
Okay, and
12 to 15. Well, we're gonna be out pretty early. Yeah. So we don't
just as a curiosity, how much recovery run do I have to do? I'm more of a hold-up play, final third sort of guy.
Have you seen any of the games? The fields are very long, but they're pretty narrow, so the game gets very spread.
Yeah.
So fitness is important. However, you could be our target guy. We lump it up to you, and then Seb comes hustling up the late run into box with Jules.
Anybody else?
Jules scores, his shirt goes off, everybody's celebrating.
Is it just you supporting me, or?
No. We have some other,
Okay. All right.
I mean, we got Kieran. We got some. The show's getting younger and younger all the time.
yeah, we can have a good team.
We could have a good.
Sure.
We could have a good team. We could have a good team. We could have a good team.
All right.
I'm working on it.
Just give me a heads up so I can start running.
Speaking of TST, how many goals would Shaka give up in I'm looking at our goalie. I'm looking at an early entrant anyway for our goalie.
How long are these games?
They're very short, and you know what else? The goals I don't think are regulation size. They're lower.
They look small. They look small.
Tailor-made for you, I think.
You've not seen me lately, Seb. You've not seen me.
Did you just play in a game
Yes, I did.
with Dwayne De Rosario?
Seb,
Yep.
Seb, we almost lost him last summer.
Okay, you're right.
All right? He's passing out, doing pre-games. Imagine putting him out
We know
in
he
the
can
field.
get down quickly, at least. Sorry.
Yeah. That's how you make. That's how you make your safe.
I didn't mean that.
That's how you make your safe. Hey, good save, Shaq.
It wasn't even that quick. It wasn't even that
Your fault.
quick. Oh, boy.
Man.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna call about that one. Jules, who is PSG's top target to replace Kylian this summer? Ooh, good one. Transfer time.
Serious.
Yeah.
Session got
Yeah,
serious.
it's a good question. The number one on the list was Kvaratskhelia at Napoli. The problem, and I think he would like to come, the problem is negotiating with De Laurentiis and Napoli is so hard because to start with, he overvalues his players, all of them. I mean, remember Osimhen last summer, he wanted 180 million euros. And for Kvaratskhelia, it's the same. Napoli didn't have a good season. Kvaratskhelia had an okay season, certainly not as good as the one before when they won the title under Spalletti. But the value is still around 100 million, or at least 80 million euros, which is not what PSG are ready to pay. And I'm not sure, again, everybody would be careful with their spending this summer. So he was the number one name on that list. This looks quite complicated to do. I think they will give it a go, but it looks quite complicated. So they might look into maybe Rafael Leao, maybe Bernardo Silva. Okay, different profiles, different type of players. But certainly the feeling is very much, instead of thinking who do we replace man for man, Kylian is out, who do we bring in? It's very much, let's try to strengthen the whole squad and position where we need more quality, and maybe just, for example, spread the money. Instead of signing one player for 100 million, you can find 3 or 2 for like 40 each, and maybe a third one somewhere to make your squad better, more competitive, a bigger, better unit than just going man for man for who replaces Kylian.
Next question, something we definitely didn't cover in the show.
Okay.
Should Ronaldo start in the Euros or be more of a bench player? Something we didn't cover in the show, or maybe an angle we didn't hit, is how much do you think his quality drops because of where he plays? How much does that impact how good we think he'll be at the Euros?
That's a tough question.
Where you play matters, right?
I agree, it does. But the thing is, as I said, I thought by the end of 2022 it'd become more liability than asset to Portugal. That, I think, declines just naturally with age anyway. He's at that point where every year counts. Playing in Saudi Arabia doesn't help. It's probably better for his confidence in terms of he has scored a lot of goals, so maybe there's that. But I don't think it helps. How much he's dropped him, I'm not sure.
But, you know, like I think of Cristiano Ronaldo, and we're not to that level just yet, but I think back to the 1990 World Cup and Roger Milla for Cameroon. Maybe he has that kind of tournament where he scores a bunch of goals and he plays inside the 18-yard box and provides that final touch, because he can still do that. He still has goals in them. But what he cannot do is be part of a structure of a team that wants to press higher on the field, or wants to defend from the front, or runs in behind, or diagonal out runs into the channel. That's not happening. It's more of a static figure that, if you provide him with service, still Cristiano Ronaldo can score goals, as he is doing in Saudi Arabia. And whatever we may think of Saudi Arabia and the league, scoring goals is scoring goals. And having that final touch, he still has it. It's just getting in those sort of positions and getting the service to be that guy. If you're Portugal and you want to sacrifice or hang all your hopes on that, then I think you got to be careful, because honestly, the level of competition as you advance deeper into the Euros is going to demand more.
Jules, you watch PSG every week. The other competition for the spot is what? Gonzalo Ramos? I mean, is that any real competition for Ronaldo at this point?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, remember again the World Cup in Qatar when Cristiano was dropped and Gonzalo Ramos scored a hat-trick against Switzerland. So, yeah, he's really good. I thought again, today, I just like his movement. And again, he's somebody that if you want to press, if he's just such a good guy to have, I think, in your team for a lot of reasons. But is he at Cristiano level or when Cristiano was his best? Of course he's not. And he's just a very young player still. I think even beyond Cristiano, there's a few players who play in Saudi Arabia. Kante for France, Laporte for Spain, Mitrovic, Milinkovic-Savic for Serbia, for example. It'd be very good to see in this tournament because, let's be honest, their league is not that strong. Outside of the top 4, the rest is really, really average. Certainly, they will face much tougher player in their zones, you know, in the games at the Euros straight away than 80-90% of the players that they faced in the league. So it will be very interesting, and we will see it quite quickly, I think, if Laporte is a bit out of it, because obviously the season has been what it's been for him. If Kante is not really up for it against other top midfielders from top European clubs, pretty much straight away, and so on. So it'd be very interesting to see, and Cristiano obviously at 39 is the one that we will have our eyes on the most.
Last question goes to Shaka. Would you rather watch England-Scotland in the Euros with Stevie and Dan, or watch Venezuela-Mexico in the Copa America with Seb Ale?
Oh, my goodness me.
Come on now. Come on now, Shaq.
I can tell you where there's going to be better food.
Oh, I tell you what, that's a tough choice, Sally.
Just seeing Seb suffering, it's enjoyable for anybody.
Right, thank you.
Can you imagine Dan and Stevie though? You know what Stevie gets.
I think that would be uncomfortable.
You know how Stevie is.
That would be uncomfortable.
Watching. Does Stevie get the same about Scotland as he does with Liverpool?
No way.
Well,
He gets more into England losing than than Scotland winning sometimes.
Yeah.
But never like Liverpool.
call.
Never like Liverpool. Steve, you know.
You can't watch Liverpool play with Stevie.
No.
That's
well, he can't. He leaves the room.
I think the England-Scotland with those two would be just like a wind-up fest.
no.
It'd be funny for a while, and then
Dan
when
gets
the game got
intense too
tense.
watching England. You know, Dan gets really intense.
Dan does.
Yeah.
I've never watched an England game with Dan, so
Yeah,
I've never seen him intense.
I can't see Ali getting intense for Venezuela.
No, this will be the position right here. This is it.
Right.
I'm just looking at Seb.
Right.
I'm
watching him suffer.
I'm gonna go.
Sweat.
I'm gonna go watch with Stevie and Dan, but have a little pocket in the corner. You know.
Right. Second screen
on
experience.
Sebi. Yeah. on Sebi.
Here's the thing,
Seb
Shaq,
Cam.
just in case you didn't know or you haven't been
Cam.
told. You don't have a choice in the matter.
That's right.
You're gonna have to cover Copa America with us.
That's true.
You know, it's good to know that we're gonna work with somebody for a month who has openly said, "I'd rather be somewhere else."
I'd rather be with Stevie and Dan.
Just saying.
That's right. Yes, this crew will be, 3 of us anyway, will be out in LA for some parts of the next month.
Yep.
Covering Copa America. Looking forward to it.
Having fun.
You know what I'm really looking forward to, though?
What?
TST next year. You in goal. Ale up front. Me and Juls.
No.
The Pistons.
Try to include
turning
me
the
now.
mid-
Too
I'm
late.
in. I'm all
Too
in.
late. I didn't get a text.
Zach,
I'm not in.
Relax.
I'm blocking all of you.
Zach, you're gonna be fashionably late to the tournament.
That's right. It's actually late to the invite.
Where is it?
As well.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah.
I ain't going.
You know that. Come on. It's right down the road from
I'm
you.
not going to North Carolina.
All right. That'll do for us here in the ESPN FC
Who's gonna be our
studios.
goalkeeper?
Because in the Caribbean, I'll be there.
And for this edition,
North Carolina, I love you and all that, but no.
it's in Cary, not the Caribbean. There he is, Juls, Shaka Ale. Thank you guys so much.
I'm coming.
And thank you for sending your
you,
questions
Zach.
in
That's
as
all.
well. We'll be
Selfish.
back on tomorrow's edition.
only think about
of
yourself.
ESPN FC.
Blocking everybody from
Do
blocking all of you.
not.